So I heard this story recently. Buddha approached one of his disciples and was inquiring about how old he was. He looked about 70 years old, but Buddha wanted to confirm his age, and the man told him, "I'm only 5 years old." Now, obviously, Buddha was looking perplexed because, man, you look old. You do not look 5 years old, so obviously there's a disconnect. What am I missing? And the man explained to him, I started meditating 5 years ago, and that's when I started counting my age from that moment forward. And I just thought it was a cool story because it was something I could personally relate to. Now, I don't like to overstate the benefits of meditation. If you ask some people, they'll say I couldn't overstate it even if I tried. But I think the problem is it just starts to sound somewhat exaggerated. But by even a standard definition, meditation is certainly a life-altering habit, not just the habit itself, but understanding the philosophy, understanding that we don't have to be slaves to our thinking, that our thinking are just guests that come in and out of our mind, and we have no obligation to be overly attached to them. It helps you not just be more present in the moment when you're communicating with people, if you're trying to work, if you're trying to take on a task, maybe you're about to speak on stage or you're about to do a presentation at work and you're hearing that chatter that says, hey, you should be nervous. Hey, are you prepared? Hey, are you good enough? All of these things that the mind will try to hit you with last minute to distract you or just make you feel uneasy. We know that we don't have to be victim to that mindset. And the more that you be in practice of this, the easier it gets over time. So I'm totally in alignment with that ideology that life does change when you start meditating. Life does change when you start adopting this meditation mindset. It gives you your life back in so many different ways. It gives you your life back by making you appreciate every moment that you're in. I can't say how many times that I would be with my children. I had my children at a young age, so it wasn't uncommon for me to be with them and be totally preoccupied by thinking about what do I need to do to make money. It's never enough money. Do I need to work a second job? Do I need to work extra hours? And here I am missing the most pivotal moments of their life. Yes, I'm there, but am I truly appreciating the moment? Far too often the answer was no. Far too often I was thinking about something that wasn't even part of my actual reality, right? How that future ended up playing out was totally different than what was going on in my mind. The only thing that was going on in my mind at the time was just mental fabrications, a bunch of what if, how should I, this, that, and the third, when I could have just been experiencing what was happening in that moment. So you miss out on a lot when you don't have this basic understanding. You miss out on a lot when you allow your mind to convince you and talk you out of things that you should have been pursuing a long time ago. Maybe you wanted to make a connection with a specific person, romantically, platonically, for business purposes, and you always allowed your mind to talk you out of it. You always allowed your mind to say, hey, that person looks pretty busy. Are you sure they want to communicate with you? That person's very well known, very popular. Maybe you should wait another day, or you're for some reason inadequate, right? You want to go out and have an experience and your mind is telling you should be shy, you should be afraid. There's just so many different things that your mind will try to talk you out of what your heart wants. This is why we should always try to be a little bit more in tune with what our heart is asking us to do as opposed to what our mind is telling us to do, because our heart doesn't care about logic. Our heart just says, I like this person, so I want to go up and meet this person. I don't care about all the extenuating circumstances surrounding it. Your heart says, I want to pursue this career path. I don't care about the logistics. I don't care about the finances. I don't care about am I ready or am I not ready? All of these different things. That's where the mind comes in. That's where the mind comes in and starts chattering away. And it's not that listening to our mind is a bad thing. What it is we pick and choose what we want to listen to, because our mind always plays both sides of the fence. Our mind is going to say, yeah, you got this. And then 10 seconds later be like, no, bow out. You don't got this, retreat. And so if we're only picking the negative feedback loops to tune into, then we're constantly going to be losing out on different experiences. And just those two things alone, being present and being available to take care of pursuing the opportunities that our heart's desires, is absolutely life-changing, not just in the broad scope of things, but on the minute day-to-day basis. When you're present, again, this is one of those things that sounds exaggerated, but I know this to be the truth. When you are present, any moment can be a beautiful moment. Just taking a walk in your neighborhood, washing your dishes, watching your children play, looking at your animals run around in the backyard, sweeping the floor, right? Until you experience it, these things sound, like, what are you talking about? But there is an absolute beauty in every current moment when you're actually in tune to it and actually aware of it. So I really appreciated this story. There's so many cool ones when it comes to Buddha. Who knows if they are actually related to him or not, right? This is the internet world, but either way, I enjoyed it. I guess by that definition, I'm probably about 4 or 5 years old myself. So I just wanted to share that one with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, would love to hear from you. Share a comment below, and I'll talk to you next time.